Hey, Color of Truth family, this is Professor Green coming with another segment of Color of Truth where we will reveal the real color of all truth. I want to take a second to have dialogue and conversation about the crabs in the bucket or crabs in the barrel mentality that I feel is a negative trope, that is a fallacy, and I want to debunk it. This myth about black people being like crabs in a barrel. Now, the problem that I have with the crabs in the barrel mentality is I believe that it begins to become self-generating, refueling, and perpetuating. So when we use these terms about black people are like crabs in the barrel, always trying to pull it down, I begin pull each other down. I begin to research it. And so in my research, and I'm gonna read from my other phone right here, um, according to the research that I've done, the first time or the first, it's about 3 times that it was used. But of course, one of the times that it was used, and I'm going to put it in the description link, was amongst Walter Lionel George, A Bed of Roses in 1911, where it appeared, and I'm going to read some of the caption. Altered, oh yes, he stammered to Victoria. That's if the race lasts long enough. Sometimes I think as I see men struggle to get on the top of one another, like crabs in a bucket, he repeated, dreamily visualizing the smile. What is all meaning after all? I'm only being used, sucked dry like an orange. By and by they'll throw the peel away. Talk of brotherhood. It's war. It's climbing and fighting to get to the top. Like crabs in a bucket, like crabs. Then there was another, that was in 1911 by Walter Lionel George. And there were a couple of more. Women After the War, 1960, English Review. Feminism and a Periodic Press between 1900 and 1918. And you could go through and read these, but the most significant one of all that came up was from out of the 1901 autobiography, Up From Slavery, Booker T. Washington. And in that autobiography, it said that Booker T. Washington offered the metaphor of crabs in a barrel to lament all too often. Open up the truck, y'all. All too often, how members of a race would not let others climb up and over, but will pull back into the pot anyone who made an effort to escape. And I'm going to put this in the description link. But one of my problems that I have with it, family, is that I think that we perpetuate that myth and that negative connotation put upon black people by saying we are like crabs in a barrel. But what I would like to do, I would like to reframe that thinking. I would like to change that to, see, for me, everything in captivity and everything in nature, for me, has a conversation. And I think that when the crabs are in captivity, or the bucket as we call, they've been captured. So for me, when I see a crab grabbing onto another crab, I'm thinking that that crab is trying to stop that other crab from being pulled out, because the next step is the pot. I never knew a person that catch crabs that would throw it back in the water. The next step is the cooking process. So what if crabs had a conversation passed down through the generations that say that, okay, when you get grabbed, either I'm going to try to stop you from being pulled out and going to the pot, or I'm going to latch on to you. And even if you want to use the argument and say, okay, well, the crab is latching on to the other crab because one crab is trying to get out. Well, hey, man, I want to get out with you too. Let me hold on to you so I can get out of this captivity, and I can get on dry land and maybe make it back to the water or make it back home or whatever. But my problem is, once we use this term amongst one another, then we begin to perpetuate. So it denotes distrust. It replaces love and admiration with envy and jealousy. And then we don't work together. We don't do anything together because the first thing that we feel like is, if I connect with you, then guess what? You're going to try to pull me down. Instead of, hey, no, I need to connect with you because I need to try and find out the information that you got, the wisdom and the knowledge that you got, and be able to glean from that so that I could do better. But if we continue to perpetuate this crab in a barrel type of mentality, or this conversation, or this talk, and this negativity toward one another, then we'll never trust each other to be able to do anything. All other ethnic groups have their problems. And I'm not saying that there's no such thing as sabotage. I'm not saying that people in whatever race or culture or ethnicity don't sabotage each other. But we overuse this term, crab in a barrel, and we begin to not even want to deal with each other based on that term. There is somebody out there that want to help you. There's somebody out there that want to make sure that you rise to the top. There's somebody out there that will help you get to the top. And if you are not around the right group of people that can help you get to the top, then you need to find another group of people to be around. But not think that all black people are like crabs in a barrel. So if I connect with you, only thing you're going to do is pull me down. No, I don't believe that. I believe that's a fallacy. I want to debunk that. I don't want us to continue to use that term amongst one another. It's another one, like an adage that say God don't like ugly. So that means if you do something wrong to me or whatever case may be, I'm going to make sure that God punish you. Well, no, God love ugly. And it's the ugly things of society that he makes to flourish and that he turn beautiful. So I just want to have that. You could drop a comment. I don't care what the comment is. This is my opinion. This is the way I see it. And I want us to discontinue the use of this crab in the barrel mentality. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the like. Look out for another segment of Color of Truth.